Let's say we wanted to create an appointment right here for Tyler. He's got some time. We'd like to fill it in. Click there. We can simply say we want to add an appointment. So someone walks in, somebody calls in, and you want to create an appointment for them. So this comes up. You can do a search for the name. Let's just hit a G. Yep, we've got someone with name starts with a G, Glinda there. So we're going to pick her. Up comes her address. Looking for pets. We got Rex, German Shepherd. What kind of service does he want? I'll show you later how this is all customizable, but for now we're just going to pick one. I can change the estimated time it's going to take or the default cost, but I'm going to leave those the same. Here's where you'd pick the groomer. We've already picked Tyler because that's the column we created this on. Time and date look good. It's not going to be a repeating appointment. You can use color codes if your system has, we color all dogs of this type with this code, or we really try to put groomer colors on there, or whatever usage you can find for that. I know several different systems that groomers use colors for. So let's say this one's a lime green, one type of event from another. So we're going to go and save this event, and it says, hey, new appointment created. Do you want to send an update message? I'm going to say no to all these until later. I'd like to show you the messaging feature, but for now I'm going to say no to all these updates. What would normally happen is I would say yes, and a message would go out to the client saying, hey, Glinda, your appointment has been created. Would you like to confirm this appointment, yes or no? But I'm not going to send those because we're using some dummy data up here for our phone numbers. So there you see Glinda's appointment created right there. And so just like that, I've added an appointment to Tyler's. And let's just say that going through the day and something comes up, Glinda calls and says, man, I can't come in at 11:30. I got delayed. I can only come in later. Well, the person managing the calendar can say, okay, well, if you want to stay with Tyler, we've got a 2:30 available for Tyler. Or if you need a bit earlier, we actually can get you in at 1 here with Linda. And so Glenda says, man, 1 sounds great. That's what I need. Well, it's super easy. I can click and drag the appointment from here, drag it down to Linda, let it go. Do we want to update? Yes, we do. And do we want to send a message or not? I'm going to say no, but normally you would say yes in that situation. So a message would have gone to Glinda, and boom, she has her new time. So we see it's unconfirmed. If we're talking to her on the phone, we can say, well, we'll see you at 1. We can actually mark it as confirmed ourselves. Also, if she were to get the text message, she could reply with a yes, I'm confirming that meeting, and that would switch to confirmed as well. So there's Linda, now confirmed for the afternoon. That was easy. And hopefully we can find something else for Tyler here so we don't have any time lost for him. Also, you can change the time duration. So this Tony Tim here, he's got 2 dogs. Let's just say that, we start doing the work. Tyler says, man, these dogs, this is going to be a big one. We're going to need some extra time for this. Well, I can just create the extra time just by dragging. So I'm going to drag the appointment, make it a bit longer, and confirm the update. So really easy drag and drop. You can expand appointments. Very simple way of managing it. And here in the calendar view for an admin, it just makes a lot of sense to understand how to move appointments, move things earlier, move things later, and you can see how it all fits together very simply. So that's really nice. I will go back over here to this pop-up view earlier. I said I'd come back to it. If I click pop-up view, when I hover over each of these appointments, I now get this pop-up with all the details in it. And that can be really handy if that's what you're looking for. It really depends on your setup and what you're trying to do with it. So I love that you can turn it on or off. Basically up to you whether you want to see that or not. And again, you can click on these to see the whole appointment information. All right, so that's very handy. Okay, so let's move on from the calendar view and actually talk about what happens with our process. So somebody comes in the door and they're ready to get their dog done. We'll go back here to Glinda. They're ready to get their dog serviced, I should say. So they come in, what happens? Well, we open up the appointment and we say, hey, we want to check this dog in. So we're going to check the dog in. That means work is being done. Now, if they get checked in, maybe the mobile app in the back, maybe the person at the front desk checks them in, it gets switched to checked in. So you can see the status of these. So if I was an admin and I was watching these, I would want to see, hey, are all the dogs checked in? It's 1:15. Make sure they're all checked in and the work is going forward. So then you'd groom the dog or do whatever services you have arranged for the dog. When they're done, you open up their ticket and you're going to check them out. So it says, all right, they were here for full service for a large dog. That's $140. Do we want to give them a discount by dollar percentage? And then are they leaving a tip? Again, by dollar percentage. So let's say they throw in a $10 tip, brings their total to 150. They have lots of methods they can pay with. They can pay with cash, check, card, a card on file. We can actually save a credit card on file for these, and I'll talk a little more about that later. But you can basically process credit cards with Stripe. Fantastic service offered if you want to keep it simple for your customers. Let's just say they paid with cash though. So we're going to go ahead and hit paid with cash. Boom. So now we're done. So a couple things I can do still is I can ask them to review. That's a review booster feature, and I'll talk about that more later, essentially getting feedback on how the appointment went. But for now, I want to look at this invoice side. Shows me what happened, service, time it started, kind of the details for everything. The tip here, $10. The total is 150. So what I can do is I can hit the email button, email this invoice directly to the client, and that way they can have a copy of it themselves. Very simply done. Just hit that button and off it goes.